How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI Camber Energy. It ended up pulling back today inside of the market, but I did talk about the key level of support at around $1.50. Some of you have sent me messages saying, yo, Dre, it ended up pulling back going into the $1.40 range, but hey, I took a position at $1.50 and then did some scalps as soon as when it got to the $1.60s. That is great to hear, but I just want to make sure I emphasize only do these particular type of strategies when you have confirmations and you're waiting for the right setup. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know the bullish case scenario as well as the bearish case scenario. This is very key so you can add it to your game plan and as far as your homework as well if you want to trade inside of this play. And then afterwards we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. Does this play still continue to have short squeeze potential? The reason why this is key because if there's a lot of buying pressure coming through the stock, then you can see some strong moves to the upside. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We're going to be seeing what's happening on the retail side and also our institutions loading up on shares. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for CEI Camber Energy. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $1.63, being down 4.68%. On the low, it tested $1.43, and then on the high, testing $1.82. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 248.53 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 627.712 million shares. So this goes back to what I was telling you guys in the previous video. This play thrives on volume, and since we got well below the average here, this is part of the reasons why we end up seeing a pullback in the stock. As far as the chart we're using is the 1-year daily chart. You can see from the RSI down below, it's pretty much right in the middle there, right at 49.58. And when we take a look at the moving averages on the chart, we have strength above the 100-day, the 200-day, the 50-day, but we are continuing to be below the 21-day EMA. So I was talking about as far as what you want to see from CEI, if you are going to be considering to go into a position, I was saying you want to see the $1.50 area actually hold up. It ended up pulling back all the way to $1.43, and it also ended up seeing a high of $1.82. So right away going into tomorrow, this is going to be the range that you're going to want to look out for. So knowing that it closed at $1.63 right at the open tomorrow, let's see if it could hold up $1.50. If it doesn't do that, then of course you're going to want to see if it could hold up $1.43. If it doesn't hold up $1.43, then the next level you can look out for will be right here around $1.38. And of course, you want to make sure you're waiting for confirmation if you are considering to get into a position. Like I was saying, if you would have gotten at $1.50, which I talked about in the previous video, you could have still enjoyed a run up, be able to take some money off of a 10-cent pop when it went to the $1.60s and so forth. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for CEI. So when we see the dark pool short volume ratio, it is at 55.15%. And then for the dark pool short volume being just over 285 million shares. Now when we take a look at the short shares availability is at 5.7 million, updated just now, and then for the short borrow free rate being at 13.85%. When we scroll down further, you can see for October the 7th close it was at 57.23, and then for the close for October the 8th being at 55.15. So one thing that we can clearly see, CEI does continue to have short squeeze potential, and shorts are continuing to be heavily vested in this play as well. So that's part of the reasons why you witness a lot of volatility and why it's very important that you're aware of what the support and as well as the resistance areas are. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we can see here on the inflow is at 75.65, and then on the outflow is at 70. 0.92. So we ended up having an inflow day. So what we could see on the large, it was 0.43. On the medium, it was 55.89. And then on the small, we had 19.33. On the outflow side on the large, we had 0.73. On the medium, we had 52.80, and then on the small, we had 17.39. So one thing that we can clearly see from the breakdown, there was a lot more buying happening on the retail side when we take a look at the small scale orders. And then even when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we have the same thing, a lot more buying that was occurring. But when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, it being negative, which is an outflow of 0.3 on October the 11th. So not a big difference whatsoever there. So I just want to make sure this play as far as CEI is concerned is something you still want to keep on your radar. I was talking about the $1.50 area of support. We ended up pulling back going to the $1.40 range. So keep an eye on this going into tomorrow. If it's able to hold this, then there might be a potential trade opportunity that presents itself. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Camber Energy, ticker symbol CEI, I'm going to continue to keep it on the watch list. And part of the reasons being is there's still a lot of demand for shares, and we saw that clearly in the order flow. But the only issue was we did not have the volume that we are used to. And I mentioned this in previous videos. If the volume is not there in regards to buying pressure, this stock can pull back or it won't perform the way that we have been used to seeing it perform. Also going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, this play does continue to have short squeeze potential. But with that said, sounding like a broken record, you need to have buying pressure coming in. So if you're going to be thinking about, hey, I want to get into a position, then look out for those areas of support and then look for confirmation, so at least you're not in the middle of a falling knife or you're not FOMOing into the play. This is the type of behavior that I don't want anyone to have. You don't need to just jump in because you're missing out. No, you want to make sure if you are getting into the play, you're getting in at a spot where it works well for you and you're not red as soon as when you push that buy button, all right? Also, another thing that I want to clear up, if you're in this play and you're going to be holding it, because I know many of you are saying, well, you know what, I'm going to hold it until it gets to $3, $4, $5. You know what? That's okay. So be it. But if it ends up gaining some momentum, I just want to say make sure you are protecting your profits. I know you're saying, well, why are you telling us to sell? Well, the part of the reasons why I'm saying that, what if it doesn't go to $5, but it ends up going to $3 and then it pulls back all the way to $1? How are you going to feel about that? If you're going to be cool with that, then you know what? You could totally disregard what I just said. But if you're going to feel away and be like, well, you know what? Damn, I should have took some profits, then you might want to actually consider having that a part of your game plan. I just want to make sure I emphasize this because, again, it's very easy to get emotional, get greed gets in the way. Everyone's talking about, hey, we're going to the moon and so forth, but you want to make sure that you're protecting yourself because it's your money that you are putting in the market, your money inside of this play, and if you end up losing money, then you're the one that's going to be accountable and responsible for that. So let's see how CEI performs. Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing a big move at some point for this week, but if we don't get it, there's always going to be another play. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.